Okay, so we're in NE1. We're looking into a typical class, what we'll see all around the building. So if we look up the ceiling of this class, we'll see 2x4 recessed lighting system. These are most likely T8. I can't really see because of the lens, but what I usually do is I go closer to the fixture and I try to push the lens a little bit without breaking it, and see if I can tell what kind of a bulb in it. And that looks like a T8 lamp. And when I do that, I can also make sure that we have 2 bulbs and not 4 in that fixture. You can have 2 or 4 in them, and that sometimes confusing from the look of the lens, because it may look like we have 4 bulbs and not 2. So here's what we have in terms of lighting switches. We see that right away I can tell that this is low voltage light switches. And with lighting, it's nice to be able to see what happens when you turn them off, because the question always is whether it's an electronic ballast or a magnetic ballast. And if you see that if the light comes on right away without any flickering happening, you kind of know that it's an instant start ballast, which will probably be an instant start electronic ballast. So that kind of, without even opening the lighting fixture, I can tell what's in there. So of course later on we'll see, we'll have the exact information of what the ballast type is, but right away I can get a very good idea what's in there. Since we're in the classroom already, it's really good to know what controls the heating system, and we can see right away that there's some kind of a thermostat, but in fact it's not really a thermostat. This is a DDC sensor. It's a smart sensor. This sensor is by Delta, so I right away know that this building is controlled by a Delta control system, and this sensor is a temperature sensor with a bunch of buttons that could be programmed to do basically anything you want it to do. So in this case, you have 2 buttons that could be programmed to set the temperature set point in the class. In this case, the DDC won't let me do it and won't let me use this. These basically are not programmed to do anything. So I can play with these as much as I want. It's not going to do anything. And the other 2 buttons could be used as an override button. If I come into the class and it's after hours and I want some heat in the class, I can press that button and it will override the unoccupied set point. Again, in this case, I can tell right away that these are not programmed to do anything. So it's important to do, when we do a review, a building review, it's important to look at the ceiling or at the walls to make sure we're not missing any important features. And in this case, what we see in the ceiling here, you can't really see it right away when you come in the door, but there's some kind of an occupancy sensor or a vacancy sensor, which is dual technology. You can see that it has the infrared sensor, and it also has a sound sensor, which is basically dual technology, meaning that it detects motion, but it also detects sound. So there's 2 components to that sensor. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check whether it's an occupancy sensor or a vacancy sensor. So if it's an occupancy sensor, I should be able to turn on the light just by walking into the class, and it should detect my motion. As you can see, it's waving a red light, but the lights won't come on. So that tells me that this is actually, in fact, a vacancy sensor, which means that if all students leave the class after a few minutes without having anyone in the class, the lights will come off.